Hello and welcome to the session on Great Philosophers of Education, Frederick Froebel. In the last few units, we have seen the educational theories, principles and contributions of some of the major educators in history. In this unit, we will analyze the theories and methods of a great educational philosopher of the 19th century, Frederick Froebel. He is remembered in the history of education for several important reasons. He was a German pedagogue who actively contributed to the educational philosophy and was one of the most influential educational reformers of the 19th century. Froebel is best known in the history of modern education for establishing the first kindergarten school. He is also remembered for yet another unique contribution, that is, for developing educational toys which came to be known as Froebel gifts. Many modern scholars consider him as the father of sociological trend in modern education. A biographical sketch of Froebel. Friedrich William August Froebel, popularly known as Froebel, was born on April 21st, 1782 in a small village in South Germany. He had a difficult childhood as his mother died when he was 9 months old. His father remarried, but Froebel never got attention from his father or stepmother. From early childhood, he developed a love for nature and a strong Christian faith, which later became central to many of his educational principles. At the age of 10, he was admitted to school by his maternal uncle, who was a gentle and affectionate man. He stayed with his uncle and attended school for about 4 years, but he was not considered as a bright student. He left school and began working as an apprentice to a forester. Froebel had a deep love for nature, and the years he spent as the apprentice strengthened his bond with nature. Froebel's father was a pastor and his uncle too was a religious man. The religious influences of these two figures and the intimacy Froebel had developed with nature impacted his world views greatly. He developed a spirit of mysticism and idealism due to these factors. At the age of 18, he gave up apprenticeship and joined the University of Jena. Though he could not complete his education, he was influenced by the ideas of Kant and Fichte during this period. He tried different jobs until he took a teaching appointment at a progressive model school in Frankfurt run by Dr. Anton Grenner in 1805. This school was run based on the educational principles advocated by the Swiss educator Pestalozzi. He worked for a couple of years as an assistant to Grenner and then went to Pestalozzi's institution in Switzerland. There he got a chance to work closely with Pestalozzi. Though this period enriched his learning in many ways, he quickly discovered the weakness of the educational ideas proposed by Pestalozzi. These disagreements with Pestalozzi made him feel that he is unfit for school teaching and he resigned his job. In 1811, Froebel entered the University of Göttingen, but he did not graduate from there too. Then he joined the military service for a few years, which gave him deep insights into the value of discipline and united action. The beginnings of kindergarten education system. In 1816, Froebel opened a school at Gresheim under the name German General Education Institute, which was later shifted to Keillau. Froebel put into practice his educational theories in this school and he developed his own methods of instruction. During this time, Froebel wrote numerous articles and in 1826 published his most important work titled The Education of Man. In this work, he presented his philosophical principles and ideas on education in great detail. In 1831, went to Switzerland accepting Swiss government's invitation to train elementary school teachers. There he founded an educational institution, worked as the head of an orphanage and published the magazine titled Features of Human Education. During the training sessions he conducted for teachers, Froebel noticed that there is no systematic education system available for children who are of preschool age. When he returned to Germany in 1837, he started his first infant school in Prussia. This school was originally named the Child Nurture and Activity Institute. Later, in 1840, he renamed it to Kindergarten or Garden of Children. He dedicated his time exclusively for developing methods to educate young kids. He also started developing educational materials for preschoolers, including geometric building blocks and activity blocks. These educational play materials designed by Froebel were known as Froebel gifts. Froebel recognized that the activities carried out by children play an important role in process of learning. He proposed that game has educational worth in the early years of childhood. The first kindergarten he started had many activities such as singing, dancing, gardening and self-directed play with the Froebel gifts. He also published a collection of mother play and nursery songs with the aim of introducing kids into the adult world. This book became popular and was translated into many languages. He believed that the most important step towards comprehensive educational and social reform should start by improving infant education. His experiments at the first kindergarten were extremely successful, and that concept generated widespread interest. Many other kindergartens were started across the country. Slowly, it started spreading into other parts of Europe. Froebel died on 21st June 1852 before he could see the spread and popularity of the education system he developed. His ideas about childhood development and education were propagated to other parts of Europe by one of his enthusiastic disciples, Bertha Mary. She brought his ideas to the notice of educators in England, France and the Netherlands. Other countries such as the United States adapted his educational methods later, and they were immensely successful. John Dewey implemented the educational principles of Froebel in his experimental school at the University of Chicago. Very soon, kindergartens became popular across the globe, and today it is regarded as one of the standard educational institutions for children of 3 to 6 years of age. The origin of kindergarten education in Asia, especially in India, was largely a missionary enterprise. Today, it is a widely accepted system of early childhood education in India together with Montessori system of education. Educational philosophy of Froebel. Many scholars argue that Froebel's educational philosophy was based on absolute idealism. He assigned an important place to education in the development of an individual. In his masterpiece titled The Education of Man, he expressed his idea that the purpose of education is to encourage and guide man as a conscious, thinking and perceiving being in such a way that he becomes a pure and perfect representation of that divine inner law through his own personal choice. Education must show him the ways and meanings of attaining that goal. Froebel held the belief that developing harmony with the world and with God is the way to achieve fulfillment in life. Practical work and direct use of material should be given importance in the early education of children. It is through exploring the environment that children understand the world around them. Thus, Froebel gave heavy emphasis on the role of games and play in a child's learning process. It helps children develop intellectually, socially, emotionally and physically. According to Froebel, the education of a child begins with his or her birth. Both parents and teachers have an important role to play in helping children in this activity. He considered education not as a preparation for future life, but as the preparation of the life around an individual. To him, a child learns a lot of important things in life from school, including the essentials of truth, responsibility, justice, free personality, etc. These cannot be learned by studying, but can be learned only by living and practicing them. Thus, school should enable children to discover their own identity and personality. Schools should also help children to develop their abilities for initiation and execution. Three basic components of Froebel's philosophy of education. The framework for Froebel's philosophy of education includes three basic components. Those three components are free self activity, creativity and social participation. Free self activity. Froebel was of the opinion that children should not indulge in activities suggested by their parents or teachers. They should instead carry out their own impulses and decisions. Education is a process involving the growth of an individual, and this growth should be directed from within the child. Froebel maintained the view that preschool education should involve the stimulation of voluntary self activity. Self activity can be defined as the process of developing the qualities and skills of children in such a way that they are able to take an invisible idea and make it a reality. Self activity helps children to understand their own nature, build their own world and then combine the two in a harmonious way. Therefore, it should arise out of their own interests rather than any form of external imposing. Only then it can help human mind to evolve in such a way that the purpose of education is achieved. However, he assigned an important role to teachers and parents in this process. Children should be properly directed to achieve certain ends through spontaneous activities. It is the duty of teachers and parents to guide them and to give them such stimulations and directions. If children are not guided and directed by their teachers, they will not be able to achieve the full harmony between the inner world and the outer world. He introduced free play as a means through which children can be engaged in self activity. Many modern educators regard this as one of the greatest contributions of Froebel to the philosophy of education. Creativity. Another principle of Froebel which is related to self activity is his principle of creativity or creativeness. Stimulating activities should be given to children in order to enhance their creative powers and abilities that will help them move from one level of education to another. In order to aid this process, he developed a set of instructional materials known as gifts and occupations. These materials were meant to help children in creative exploration activities. A gift can be defined as an object given to children to play with. It can be a sphere, cube or cylinder which will help children to understand and internalize the concepts of shape, dimension, size and their spatial relationships. The occupations were items such as paints and clay which the children could use to make what they wished. Using these, young children could externalize the concepts existing within their creative minds. Thus, by means of self activity and creative imaginative play, children can understand both the inner and outer properties of things as they progress through various developmental stages of the educational process. Social participation. The third basic component in Froebel's educational philosophy was social participation. By this, he meant the important role families, parents and teachers play in a child's education. According to him, education happens successfully only by working closely with the family unit. He maintained the view that parents are first and the most consistent educational influence in the lives of children. The first educational experience of children happens within the family unit. They become familiar with the environment of family and the occupations that happen within the setting. As a result, they will try to imitate the things they learn through observations of daily family life using their creative self activity. Froebel argued in favor of providing a family setting within the school environment. This, according to him, will offer children opportunities for interacting socially in a non-threatening manner. Froebel's educational principles gave heavy emphasis to learning by doing as opposed to learning by following a set of predetermined instructions. Children should not be placed within the molds of the society. They should be given chances to develop their own individualities. It is also important that we give them their own pace to achieve various milestones of the developmental stages within the educational process. He firmly argued that we grant space and time to young plants and animals because we know that in accordance with the laws that live in them, they will develop properly and grow well. Young animals and plants are given rest, and arbitrary interference with their growth is avoided because it is known that the opposite practice would disturb their pure unfolding and sound development. But the young human being is looked upon as a piece of wax or a lump of clay which man can mold into what he pleases. Thus, he argued that children should not be rushed through the process of their development. Each stage of development has its own experiences and children should go through these experiences. Development is a continuous process where one stage builds upon the next. Hence, it is important that children should not miss any stage. It is the duty of responsible educators to recognize the level of development of each child. Materials and activities that are suited for their level of development should be given to children to stimulate appropriate educational growth. Froebel's principle of unity in diversity. As an idealist, he viewed the entire universe as a unit. His principles were based on the idea that there is unity between man, nature and God. According to him, human beings should realize the fact that there is absolute unity in the universe. All through his life, Froebel advocated the idea of unity in diversity. According to him, the school should not communicate a variety and multiplicity of facts. The aim of school should be to teach children that there is an everlasting unity in all things. To him, the child was an agency through which God's will in human nature can be realized. Education is a development through which individuals can come to the realization that they are one unit of the all encompassing unity. Froebel's principle of development. This is an offshoot of his principle of unity. Froebel proposed a balanced as well as unified development of body, soul and mind. Life is in a continuous process of changing and growing. Thus, development should happen from within and the purpose of development should be to achieve unity. He also argued that development should not be based on any artificial or unnatural force, but it should be directed by natural inner laws. Children are born with some innate tendencies which inspire them to realize God. The development of both mind and body will happen only if such innate tendencies are exercised by children through self activity. Learning and discipline. Froebel maintained the view that in early childhood education, games play an important role. Young kids have more interest in play activities and games. Hence, the curriculum of young children should be organized in the form of activities and games. This will help the children learn more easily and effectively. Also, children should be given full freedom so that they can express their ideas through activities and attain educational development. Froebel was a proponent of self-discipline. According to him, self-discipline is attained through self-activities. Outside interference in the form of compulsion and control should be avoided completely. Education in a free atmosphere and under social discipline is what children need. Such a discipline should be exercised in team activities and group work as well. Froebel and kindergarten system of education. As we have already seen, one of the remarkable contributions of Froebel was that he established the first kindergarten in 1837. Kindergarten is a German word which means garden of children. It was the name of his first school, but later the word kindergarten began to be used as a common word to denote schools that offer early childhood education. According to Froebel, children are plants and the teachers are gardeners. Just as a gardener nourishes the plants, A teacher should take care of children and help them develop their skills and abilities. He found many similarities between children and plants. Just like plants, children are delicate and tender. Hence, they need utmost care and protection. Also, plants grow from within the inner fertility of seeds. Likewise, the development of children happens based on their innate tendencies. Main features of kindergarten. Froebel envisaged kindergarten as a place where children can enjoy freedom and pursue playing and activities. The aim of this place is to inculcate a sense of self-realization and socialization in young kids. Froebel's kindergarten did not have books or fixed academic tasks for children. The training was conducted through songs, gestures and constructions which were identified as three connected parts of a whole process. For example, when a story is read out, it is done in the form of a song, enacted through gestures and illustrated using blocks or clay or drawing. Emphasis was also given to the use of language as it helps to enhance self-activity, creativeness, social cooperation and concrete expression. Some of the main features of kindergarten are self-activity, creativeness, social participation, child-centered education, freedom and the role of games and plays in the process of learning. Curriculum followed in the kindergarten. Froebel identified different stages of development in the education of children. Hence, different programs should be offered at these different stages. Infancy is a period when children rely completely on sensory perceptions. They use only sense organs during this period to acquire knowledge. During childhood, innate tendencies, actions, external thoughts, watchfulness and attention are manifested in children. The method of instruction at this stage should be the playway. Actual education of a child begins at this stage. The external is made internal during the period of adolescence. Whatever the children perceives in their environment are internalized during this period. Hence, this stage requires child-centered education. Froebel made a set of recommendations with regard to what should be taught as part of educational curriculum. His suggestions include drawing, painting, gardening and nature study along with formal subjects such as mathematics, language, natural sciences, philosophy, religion, etc. He proposed that all these subjects should have internal unity as well as higher degrees of correlation. The curriculum followed in the kindergarten included manual work, religious instruction, natural sciences and mathematics, language and arts. Teaching methods used in the kindergarten. Froebel was a great advocate of spontaneous development of children by means of self-expression. His kindergarten was a place where kids could move around freely and joyfully. The teaching methods used in the kindergarten included teaching through songs, teaching through Froebel gifts, teaching through occupations and teaching through play. Songs. Songs were one of the important tools Froebel used in his kindergarten to impart education. These songs were meant to satisfy the social, moral and mental needs of children. They were also meant to enhance the physical development of children through facilitating physical movements of muscles, limbs and other senses. The songs were organized based on the development of children. Froebel gifts. Froebel gifts is the name given to a set of educational materials developed by Froebel. These gifts are designed to provide materials for the self-directed activity of children. They contain a series of activity based playthings such as simple sphere shaped objects, geometric wooden blocks, wooden balls, cylinders of different types and shapes, triangles, tables, sticks and rings. Occupations. Occupations are activities connected with the games. They include activities such as construction with clay, paper, wood and other materials, mat making, basket making, embroidery, clay molding, wood carving, sewing, painting, cardboard works, etc. These gifts and occupations were designed with the purpose of enabling children to use their senses, sight and touch. They also give kids an idea of shapes, size and other spatial relationships. Playway method. As we have already seen, Froebel stressed the significance of play in the process of education. So, he introduced playway method in his kindergarten as a gateway to knowledge to help the development of children. Learning through play was introduced as a means to develop the children's senses, habits of action and thinking. An analysis of the kindergarten system of education. The kindergarten system developed by Froebel became immensely popular in many countries. As a system of early childhood education, it had its own merits and demerits. The merits of kindergarten system. The major merits of kindergarten system are the following. It gave importance to the education of children between the age of 3 to 6. Play and games were given prominence in the early childhood education. Froebel expanded the concept and scope of school as a social institution which enables children learn many values including empathy, cooperation and responsibility. The gifts and occupations designed by Froebel introduced an altogether novel approach to early childhood education. It have importance to the creativity of young kids and provided children ample opportunities for activities. It gave importance to the role of natural impulses and instincts rather than relying completely on textbooks or fixed curriculum. Sense training was given importance in this system of education. It is a child centered education. It is argued that in kindergarten system, children are able to sustain their interest in learning till the end. It offered children a healthy atmosphere of freedom, joy, love, peace and contentment. It was designed to cater to the mental, physical, social, cultural and spiritual development of children. The demerits of kindergarten system. It has been pointed out by critics that Froebel gave too much importance to the inner development of children. He did not pay attention to the environment in which children grow up and the adaptations they have to make within that environment. The songs developed by Froebel were outdated and cannot be used uniformly by all schools. The songs need to be revised based on the changing needs of kids. Critics maintain the view that Froebel neglected individual attention while he gave too much importance on socialization. Teachers who are part of the kindergarten system require proper training, without which they can't create new songs or come up with new techniques. The use of gifts and occupation within the system consumes both time and energy. Too much stress is given to play and games that it might distract children from serious learning. It is also pointed out by many educators that the subjects are not taught in a correlated way within the kindergarten system. A comparison between kindergarten and Montessori systems of education. Kindergarten and Montessori have become two major systems of early education. The kindergarten system developed by Froebel and the Montessori system developed by Maria Montessori share some similarities as well as differences. Similarities. Both kindergarten and Montessori are early childhood education systems. Both these systems acknowledge the active involvement of children in the process of education. Sensory training forms an important part of both these systems. The need for free bodily activities are given importance in these two systems. Both Froebel and Maria Montessori designed educational materials that help to enhance sensory training in young kids. Differences. The major difference between kindergarten and Montessori methods is that the former is based on philosophical principles while the latter is based on scientific principles. While kindergarten system uses gifts and occupations as primary tools for sensory training, Montessori system uses didactic apparatus for the same. In kindergarten system, training is conducted mainly as a group work, but in the Montessori system the same is done as an individual work. Kindergarten system uses indirect informal training of senses, but Montessori system used formal and direct training of senses. Some scholars argue that kindergarten is a more disciplined system of early childhood education compared to the Montessori system. Let me summarize what we have discussed so far. Froebel established a new era in the field of early childhood education, which continued to influence even in the modern times. Kindergarten system is the greatest contribution of Froebel. His ideas on educational theory and practice provided the world new insights into the development of younger children. The nature and structure of preschool education was radically transformed with the advent of kindergarten system. He gave emphasis on nursery education that made modern educators recognize the importance of education in the early years of children. He was the first educator who introduced self-activity as the basis of education. He also brought a new approach that valued and respected a child's individuality. Introducing a method of learning using art and crafts is yet another contribution made by Froebel in the field of education. His ideas of sense training and education through play are also regarded as greatest milestones in the history of modern education. Likewise, he put emphasis on the sociological aspect of education. In addition to these, he introduced nature study as part of school curriculum. It is also argued that due to Froebel's influence, women teachers are considered suitable for the task of instruction in preschools and pre-primary level classes. Above all, he introduced a new conception of school by developing the kindergarten system, where the responsibility of young children is shared by all. Many modern educators consider kindergarten as a miniature form of ideal society, which is based on brotherly sympathy and voluntary cooperation. Now, you can try to answer the questions given here. What, according to Froebel, is the purpose of education? What is self-activity? How is it important in the process of learning? Elaborate on Froebel gift and occupations. What is the role played by family in the education of young children? What was Froebel's notion of development? What was Froebel's principle of unity in diversity? What was the main feature of Froebel's play method? What are the major features of kindergarten education system? What were the different types of curriculum proposed by Froebel? What are the major differences between kindergarten and Montessori systems of education? What are the major criticisms against Froebel's kindergarten system of education? What are the major contributions of Froebel? Now, you can go through the reference books for further understanding. Preschool Education, written by Bhudev Singh, published by APH Publishing, New Delhi in the year 2007. A Comprehensive Study of Education, written by Samuel S. Ravi, published by PHI Learning Private Limited, New Delhi in the year 2011. Philosophy of Education, written by S. Chandra and Rajendra Kumar Sharma, published by Atlantic Publishers, New Delhi in the year 2004. Educational Thinkers, written by Taneja VR and S. Taneja, published by Atlantic Publishers, New Delhi in the year 2004. Encyclopedia of History of Education, written by Paul Monroe, published by Cosmo Publications, New Delhi in the year 2000. Hope that you have enjoyed this session. We will meet again with another topic. Till then, take care.